Layer's a hard place to live. Real hard. Ain't no soft landing nowhere in here. You either catch on quick, or this place chew on you slow. This life don't hand out directions. Just wait. Just pressure sitting on your chest every morning. Folks think trouble kicked the door in. Nah. Trouble slick. Trouble got perfume on. Smiling at you like it already know your name, already in the room when you walk in. That's the slings and arrows, you don't hear them fly, you just feel that sting and wonder where it came from. Whole layer wrapped in dark mystery. Old magic in the walls. Wizards whispering deals they don't keep. Dragons watching from the shadows, counting bodies like loose change. Succubus love looks sweet at first, then you wake up lighter than you went to sleep. Hard tax, soul pawn. It's war out here. Quiet war. Betrayal wear silk and smile real nice. Same cats break bread with you. Be the one selling your name 2 streets over. This whole thing a stone cold trip, baby. No fair fights, no refunds. So whatever shield you walk around with, it better be battle tested. Not shiny. Not shiny. Not fresh out the armory, I'm talking chip paint. Bent edges. Blood you couldn't wash off even if you tried. Cause the layer don't care how fly you look in your armor. They care what's still holding when the smoke drift off. If you still here tomorrow, still breathing, still standing on your square, then yeah, you's a bad mother. Shut your mouth.
Layer. Let's see. Want to put up these. And we want to do these. Let me see. I want to move these and do this. Okay, we got all that done. Then we want to talk about the Breakfast Club interview with Dame Dash. Speed it up. Playback speed. Okay, let's go. Let me see. Got to remember the 2 steps also. because it won't just be there. So let me see. Cracking. Add to the stage. That is the problem. We don't want that to be seen. We want to use that as an overlay. So let me see. Overlays. Or you'll be able to see me. You don't see me. That's okay. We'll fix that up. See where I can rearrange myself. Where can I put me where you'll see me? Nowhere. Okay. So we'll just let it play.
Well, how you feeling first and foremost?
I feel great. Well, first, I want to say that I really appreciate y'all coming in, pause, having a face-to-face conversation with
To
me.
Mike.
A face-to-face conversation with me. So, like,
Let's speed it up. Let me see. Okay.
you know, in the street, when people want to sit down and talk that respect each other, even if they beefing at the table, because y'all came to the table, there has to be respect. So I got to respect y'all. And I'm going to respect, I want y'all to respect me. And first, I want to give y'all some gifts, Nicolette. That's, remember the little white lesbian,
Nicolette?
little white lesbian Aaliyah?
Oh my God. Hi, Nicolette.
That's her. That's
How
the little
are
white
you?
lesbian.
I will not call you that, but
Yeah, like you, remember he said that.
That's what hit the
everybody
little,
picked it up.
I said it because that's what she reminds me of, but
Oh, yeah, got you.
that's her right there. Yeah, I got a record with her. She's good.
she reminds you of a little white lesbian.
No, she is a white lesbian.
Oh,
if,
okay.
if Aaliyah was white, she probably would have been like, because she's a little dark too. So I'd be like, you act like a white girl version of Aaliyah. Like she'd be a lesbian. And then
You don't think that hurts artists when y'all do that though? Comparing other people? Yeah, because it sets the bar and it gets people
why do you think I compared her? Because of her singing,
her singing?
of our artistry. I was comparing her because of the person that she is. There's a lot of things about Aaliyah that I was in love with.
Oh man, he came with gifts. What does it say? I can't see the name of it. Look like an album though. 33.
That y'all don't know at all. This is Black Guns vinyl, which by the way, we I guess I'll make this announcement that we are now being considered for a Grammy. So make sure.
Congratulations,
Thank you.
man.
Even though you never, oh, you did play it. You've been looking out. I appreciate you.
Look, you was about to say that we didn't.
No,
Yeah,
it
'cause you
wasn't.
text me and said,
I remember I
yeah,
did say
but
also.
I'm like, don't do
I know
music.
y'all all got kids or have grandkids or whatever. This is my girl's book that she wrote. This book sold 80,000 books independently, you know, for the family office, and then this is her second book. But we did that independent, and we go around to the schools and we make sure the kids have books. Like 1 out of 16 kids, I mean, don't have books. I mean, rather, like every 16 kids, I forgot the stat.
Yeah.
But you know, you never seen me doing that on
Yeah, I seen you do Let's Go Golden Space.
and going to the schools.
I never seen you go to the school. I seen you.
Ain't you on my Instagram?
Yeah.
Oh, you never saw that. You see the other stuff, but you never see me go to the schools. You never say nothing about that. That's what I be wanting.
Yeah. This is the interlude into, you know, they want to say Dame Dash was on top and then he fell off, and now that he fell off, it's different falling off then. Does he have the money from back when he was with what was they called? Rockefeller. I don't know. We saw him have all his debt he had to pay off, but he at least in the direction where he can get something. He got an album that's selling. He got some books that's selling. He just got to he know what to do. He just got to get back to it. Some of us don't know what to do. We know we got all the information, but we don't know how to make it happen. He's done it before. All you got to do is do it again. Like even me, I got to start all over again. Yeah, you just keep on going. But this is the interlude into He said, "You see all the bad stuff about me, but you don't see the good stuff about me." Let's go.
And we're gonna talk about that today.
Let's talk about it. You said
let's
you
do
wanted a
this.
verbal fair one.
I do. And again, I appreciate it. So let's do some boundaries, right? Because everyone says I yell. What happens is when people cut me off, I talk louder. So if you cut me off, I'm gonna talk louder. It's not gonna be any disrespect.
Now, see, that's something that happens in these YouTube streets. Now, folks say something about me, but that's what I see happening. I don't know if it's a controlled thing, a narcissist thing, but it'd be a lot of don't talk over me and a long soliloquy. Don't talk over me and a long soliloquy. Wait. Now, me over here, when I do the show in the beginning, I don't even put the link out. So I say everything I need to say before I even put the link out. By the time I put the link out, other people can rock out unless I have something to say. And you have to be able to let the host interject. That's cool. But if the whole show is, wait a minute, why put the link out? And as far as talking over people, I don't know about everybody else, but all the black people I know all do that. Family reunions, clubs, parties, all you hear is everybody. That's regular. So when folks talk about the self-control stuff, I don't really see a lot of that happening.
I just don't like being cut off because I want to be able to complete my point. And I'll do this, give you the same respect.
Mm-hmm.
So let's do this. I'd like you to every single thing that you've been saying when I'm not here and question you've had. Now that I'm here, I'd like you to ask me. You too, because I saw the stuff you said.
Mm-hmm.
I posted it just because I'm like, when I see them, we'll talk about it. So what were your questions? You were saying something.
My first question was about the Paid in Full.
What about it?
Did you own Paid in Full? Like, how did 50 Cent acquire ownership of Paid in Full?
Let me ask you a question. Let's put this in.
See, that's not how this works, man. No.
I'm sorry.
I asked the question.
You just cut me off. Right? Now I want you to notice every time you do this.
Okay.
And they would say I'm bugging if I yell, but please let me complete.
Well, see, that's the thing. I talked about that before also. It's about host and guests. And the best hosts know, because I said the other day, it was Arsenio, Conan, and Craig Ferguson. Conan would run the show unless he had like Norm Macdonald on there. And he'll let Norm Macdonald rock out and Normie doing this thing. Arsenio used to hold court, in the street. And Craig Ferguson. I like Letterman too, and Letterman used to be a comedian. And Letterman was just smooth, period. It wasn't no real like whatever there. But when it comes to like hosts letting let the guests rock out, if it's a certain guest, I say them three: Arsenio, Conan, Craig Ferguson. I wasn't into Jay Leno like that much. I wasn't into, and in fact, them other people I wasn't into them so much that I forgot their names. The dude from the Man Show that be on Channel 7, again, he cool, but I be forgetting his name. So yeah, Arsenio, Conan, and Craig Ferguson. But that's this. Dame is still somebody. So when y'all in a position where y'all still gaining, y'all don't have to tear him down, but y'all still having these. Is he still having a donkey of the day and all this other stuff where you got to let it be known that Dame is this and Dame is that, and Dame is saying I do other things that you have no focus on. And then they just got through asking him about this statement that he made. Does he think that when he makes these statements about artists that it hurt him? And they do that. If you the donkey today, they're gonna go around the whole room and talk about how much of a donkey you are. But let's go.
My sentence. And please don't tell me how we do things. That's going to be a trigger. So I'm just talking normally. Do you remember when 50 Cent was supposed to be putting out a documentary about Puff on Netflix?
Yeah, and I forgot to say, hello, Candy Cane, if you're still out there. Sel, shout out to you if you're still out there. And what's going on, Chicago Rilla?
Yes.
Where is it?
I think it's still happening.
Yeah, right. He's capping. So I talk a different language than most people. I'm a boss. So number one, there is no rights to be bought. So I knew he was trolling. And you got to remember, KM tried to have my son come on. Well, let me ask you this. Do you think messing with people's children is all right? Can you answer that question?
So this is 4 months ago. So 50 did put out The Reckoning. I watched 2 episodes. I couldn't keep watching it. Because right off the top, what happened to the 50 Cent? Because if you're going to talk about Cassie, you got to talk about the baby mama that Diddy still paying rent for. It's too many things. That's what you call a smear piece. If you're going to tell, you got to tell it all. That's what them white folks used to do. They used to have tell all books. I don't know if many of us people of color, black people, FBA or whatever name y'all want to call yourself, because it's a whole bunch of stuff, melanated, have tell-all books like that. I know on that Queen Sugar movie, the darker skinned sister had a tell-all book, and they was freaking out about the tell-all book. But yeah, if you're gonna talk about me, say all of the things. I'm still making movies or attempting to. I'm still putting out music or attempting to. My kids got their own businesses that I support and they making money. Don't just show my teeth falling out and say that I'm bankrupt, and be fair and balanced. And then when I come on the show, talk over me, say what I think about this. I just got through listening to Charleston White, that interview he did with I mix him up because he does multiple interviews now that he done fell out with Sean Cotton. He falls out with everybody. Dewberry, he's another one that be like off and on. He fell out with Anton Dewberry, Sean Cotton. Now you're on some whole new different people. I seen him with Tasha K, but I don't know if it was a Tasha K interview or something else, where he was saying that black people got a whole lot of information and tell him all the things that he should do, but they don't never put any of those things they do in the play. I'm trying to put some shit in the play. I don't want to talk about it no more. I don't care what channels I got to go through and nothing else, because this shit right here is for the birds, bits and pieces all over the place. You're doing this, you got a little bit of money from this, a little bit of money from that. I need all that shit full engines ahead. So I understand what he's saying. If you're going to talk about me, say everything. And when I come over here to defend myself, don't talk over me.
That's not fair.
No, because you didn't answer the original
I
question.
did answer it. I just told you. He's capping.
So he didn't get the right to it.
How if you? That's the thing is, you know what the problem is.
The problem is how
you cut me off again.
I'm asking you a question.
You cut me off again. See this?
No.
Let's take a commercial break.
Come on,
You keep cutting me. You don't think that's problematic that you keep cutting people off and you're interviewing them?
Okay.
You're really trying to tell me how to answer, and you expect me not
No, I
to
just want
trigger
you to
you?
answer.
Are you trying to trigger me?
No, I just want you to answer.
Okay. So then let me. Yeah, how can I
And he did answer it already, but he's going to answer it again. But he did answer it already.
answer? You keep cutting me off.
Okay.
I told you he doesn't have the rights. No one has the rights. Who are you going to buy the rights from? I wasn't planning on making paid in full about those people. Again, I was making my paid in full. And, you don't have to buy the rights. I was actually there. So 50 trolls. And I was saying, and I felt like you were interrupting me. And I'd like you to answer my question now. Do you feel like I've answered yours?
Yes.
Do you think it's all right to bring people's children involved?
No.
Did you know that Cam called my son and tried to give him money?
I heard you say that.
You think that's okay?
I need to know what he tried to get money.
It doesn't
for.
matter. He's my okay. Do you think
He
that's
might be
okay?
offering him a job. I don't know.
I've heard your answer. Do you think it's okay?
I don't know the relationship. Like y'all from the same.
See, that's what I'm saying. They know certain things and they act like they don't know certain things. Charlemagne and Envy know that even though Cameron and Dame is somewhat cool because they worked at Rockefeller, who knows however long ago, they know that they beefing. They know that they beefing.
In place,
Got it.
like he might look at Cam as I don't know the relationship.
Duly
If there
noted.
is no relationship.
Duly noted.
Then I get it. I
We're
understand.
different.
You know what I'm saying?
I got you. We're
Like
different.
Charlemagne calls my son and says, "Yo, Logan, here's something."
Why
With him,
y'all beefing?
I wouldn't have a problem.
You know, that sounds like bullshit.
No, it's not.
It does, because and you have emotional intelligence.
Absolutely.
You're up here.
Mhm.
And let me just say one more. Okay, let me finish that.
Yep.
You should know that if someone's beefing with someone, you don't tell their kids, and you don't get with that person's children, and you know better than that. So don't act stupid.
If y'all are beefing, then that's something different. If
Are
y'all
y'all,
we not
really,
beefing?
are y'all really beefing? No, you call it beef. You said it's not beef.
Well,
So that's your brother.
it's not. I'm not going to get violent. It's definitely like him coming against me is almost like Fredo going against Michael Corleone. You understand what I'm saying? Do you watch The Godfather?
Mm-hmm.
What's your favorite movie?
Depends.
Okay.
My favorite mafia movie, Goodfellas.
I just said, okay, mine too. So you know the rules.
Right.
My favorite movie of all time is The Godfather.
Mhm.
I studied it. I read the book. It burnt me out. Remember Godfather 2 when he pretended to be weak?
Mhm.
Then he took out the 5 families. And then his brother Fredo betrayed him.
And that's the thing. They don't think you pretending to be weak. They think that you're weak now. Since you don't have the kind of money and whatever else, since they seen your teeth fall out, since they know about your financial woes, they know about money that you owed, they know about share you having to sell shares in Rockefeller. They look that's how we look. That is a black thing. I don't know what Dame Dash is because now it's all about delineation. He might be a tether somehow. He might be mixed up. I keep hearing that I'm white, so I don't know his delineation or whatever is, but we play that big bank take little bank game all the time. People listen, it's people happy that I lost my little 1,700 subscribers. They tickle pink. If I get nothing but 5 people to watch me, they don't know what to do with themselves, but it's just a climb back. That's all. You cannot care. You got to keep on moving like soul to soul say.
See, betrayal is something that happens over and over again. You can never expect not to get betrayed by your brother. You remember last time I was here, I said you don't mess with, that's why I don't be around men. Mm-hmm. So we all know they betrayed Jesus. I said this.
You walked in with a man.
Can I finish, please? Control me. Don't you do the therapy thing?
Yeah, but
I want you to ask your therapist, do you interrupt people and how problematic that is at this age?
But you said you don't be around me.
Stop cutting them off.
See, there's the emotional intelligence. Now you're going to go into my words. That's dumb. Come on, man. Let's move forward. Let's move with F1 speed. Don't pretend to be foolish. You know you're talking to a smart man. Now you made me forget what I was going to say. See?
You're talking about a movie about
Godfather.
Correct.
So do you remember he pretended to be weak? His crew was like, yo, why you letting him push and muscle us? And then all of a sudden, he hit the 5 families in one day, waited for his mother to die, asked his little brother to come to the lake house and popped him. I watched that movie. I like the way the Godfather moves. So just keep that in mind. Mm-hmm. Next question.
I do have a question.
Well, yeah, because why don't you address the things you're asking?
First question I have is we know Dame Dash, businessman, entrepreneur, right?
Chairman.
Worth close to 100 million at one time.
Never.
50 million, it says over
Never.
30 million?
I never had that much money to look at in my life.
They said that the net worth was about 30 to 50 million.
This is the thing. You guys believe the internet. You guys are adults that believe what you read and hear in the newspaper, and y'all talk the most shit. So you guys are talking about things with no research. That's not fair. See, the problem is, and this is actually, I want to keep it on you.
So my question, could you come here?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
So my question
you
is,
cut him off too, Damon.
I said sorry.
Sorry.
That's called. That's called.
You been in therapy. You said sorry.
I always say sorry.
Sorry.
I just don't. You haven't been here.
No, I haven't.
The thing is, he'll be cutting me off, and I'll get triggered. I watch, and I was like, oh, because he cuts me off. That's what makes me.
So my question, as a businessman, entrepreneur, chairman, right? Boss.
Yeah.
You go from having a huge value to being in the negative. How does that happen from being a boss? Explain it down. Break that down for people that follow you, they aspire to be you.
I'm gonna tell you.
So that's a shot. He's having a conversation about just simple respect, basic respect. And now it's you went from this to this.
Please.
So the reason why I filed was because I've had $20 million of taxes. First off, do you know anybody that paid $25 million of taxes in your life? Name one person you know.
I don't.
Yeah, okay, so why would I be the first? Nobody does that. That's what chapter is for. The problem with filing is black people don't file because they don't understand it. And that's why when you guys talk about things, I wish you'd really do your research. ChatGPT does exist. So if you really wanted to know how 50 bought it, ask ChatGPT. How could he have bought it? Who could he have bought it from? Did you hear an announcement in Deadline? Do you even read Deadline?
Yeah.
So then if it wasn't in Deadline,
Deadline several times.
You didn't judge me. If you went to if you were in if you read Deadline, if you know about Deadline, why wasn't there an announcement?
I don't know what Deadline is, but if you read it and it would be in there, you would know it. And then you say you read it, and then you're supposed to be the king of media now, Charlemagne. So the questions that he asks you and you just act bewildered, it's not crazy questions. It's just make fun of the man now, kicking while he down. And that's why he's responding, and y'all are laughing because y'all know it's emotional.
In any trade magazines. It's not an announcement in the Wall Street Journal, the New York Times, or whatever trade, WWD.
Like, here's the thing. People will tell me when I'm in other people's chat or on other people's panel, when you gonna do your show? When you gonna do your show? Man, you supposed to be doing your show. Man, when you gonna do your show, man? When you gonna do your show? When you gonna do your show? All I did was went to another place. It's 88 people that subscribed. So if you hit the bell, it'll notify you. So let me understand this. 88 people ain't been notified. It's still the same Discord. Nobody's in the Discord. Y'all gotta stop, man. Y'all gotta stop this fake love. There's no way. It doesn't matter what YouTube did. What about the people? And that's what I mean. That's why I always make that quote about 19 Keys and Smart Guy. They call Smart Guy a scammer. I don't know. They call 19 Keys a scammer. I don't know. But my thing is this: forget the messenger. What about the message? He said black people have everything we need. Jay Prince for president says all the time, he don't give a fuck about what you niggas say because y'all don't even fathom the idea of creating an ecosystem. That's how Jay Prince says it. I've always said, where's the black town? Because there's a Chinatown, there's a little, people be telling me those are tourist spots. No, they're not. They're miniature ecosystems for this. So what Nipsey Hussle was doing in his little plaza is a miniature ecosystem that help people. How? People selling their wares and goods. That's direct to consumer. So that's how after Nip passed away, Cowboy can still sell shirts and stuff. He teaching people how to do coding or whatever he was talking about. He's setting examples by selling that CD for $1,000 and whatever else. That's what I mean. You mean to tell me we got all these billionaires and they saying that that's artificial, all these millionaires, and they saying that's artificial. So if we creating an ecosystem and I didn't beat you on the way up, why are you trying to beat me on the way down? I always thought Dame was fighting for folks to have stuff. We have people that say positive things about him. Oskino say positive things about Dame. He said whenever he would need some money, Dame would shoot him something, shoot him a car, do this and that. Why y'all only know the negative stuff is his point, I think. Same thing about me. Folks be trying to tell me the same negative stuff about me. And I always tell them, people are a whole thing, not one thing. You can't just take all the bad. Oh, he fell asleep. So I'm old. Oh, he was drunk one time. Y'all drink too. Drink and smoke and do who knows what. That's y'all business. Well, you're a bad businessman. That's how I love. Okay, I'm a bad businessman, I guess. Why won't you get a second person? Don't nobody want to be a second person. Y'all got to cut it out. I guess y'all trying to give me advice, but y'all got to cut it out. That's what I think he's saying. Y'all only know the bad stuff. Y'all keep telling me what to do.
You can't believe it.
Why though? Because most of the time
You didn't answer my
people
question. Ask a
vote
question.
to
I wanted to know how he got to a particular way you were in the negative. That was the question.
I'm telling you. So again,
Well, y'all triple teaming him. Charlamagne asked him something. You're asking him something because y'all trying to get him to stumble somewhere. And you got to be conscious of when people are doing that. Night is this, night is that, night is this, not you. Why are you barking at me? We can have a conversation. Because people try to say actions speak louder than words. But I say intention speak louder than action. It is not my intent to do this shit that people be accusing me of. That's why I be thinking they be lying. I would prefer motherfuckers just say, I don't fuck with you. That's way cool. That makes more sense to me. I wouldn't get no feelings about it. I'd just be like, oh, okay. I've been told that in life by family members. And I see them. It's just about the level of not fuck with. Because I'm okay with the not fuck with where we don't talk to each other. We say to fuck away from each other and all of that. Just stand on that. Just stick to that. Then I don't have to be, oh, what do we do here? And so I got family members just like that. We be around each other at function, whatever. We just don't talk to each other. Don't mess with each other. What I don't do or don't want to do is get into a war with a family member. Or even people on here. I don't really want to get into these dumbass back and forth. This shit is dumb to me. I might participate on a funny level. So that's why you go back and look at what I did. What did I do? It's footage of people calling me all out my name, being hella disrespectful. And I have a damn song to say, don't fuck with me. And I might say, fuck you, but that's about it. I don't start talking about kids and family. You never see me do that. So just do an honest appraisal. I just don't fuck with him because I don't know. It's just something about him I don't like. And that's cool. And then the other worst one is the first one I said, oh, yeah, I fuck with you, come through, blah, 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 blah. Then I come through and then it's like, well, over here we doing, what? What's the fake love for? I'm on another person's channel. The other person saying, what's going on with your channel? I explained to him, oh, man, don't put your channel in the chat and do such and such and such and blah, 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 blah. And then I'm on another channel. I'm asking, can I share the stream? Oh, yeah, you don't even have to ask. I'm going to ask every time. Like I had people from my in-laws and whatever else from the other side of the family that was working with me while I was working on my house. So if they would come through and we would use a van, I would pay them every time. They'd be like, "No, man, you don't have to pay me." I would stick that shit in their ashtray. I'll stick that shit on their dashboard. No, you don't have to do nothing. You know you have to do nothing. So on the days I don't want to be bothered, here this person that I done gave money to every single time we didn't interact, I done gave up bread. Every single time I don't give a damn what it was. If that person is involved, they getting paid. Come knocking on my door one day. I know you in here. Why you can't open the motherfucking door? That's disrespect. So I'm damn sure not finna open it now. And now don't talk about me when you do see me. Don't ask me about it, because then I'm gonna have to be disrespectful back. Why the fuck was you calling me out my name? What you mean when you came knocking on my motherfucking house door? And that's that other shit they used to pull. This the family house. Who? What do you mean? And that's men disrespecting men right there. At the house that you live at, that you're in, is that your girlfriend's family house? Or your wife's family house? Because it damn sure ain't. If she married him or whatever way it go, you're a man that don't believe there's a so-called thing as a man of the house. So what the fuck is you knocking on somebody's door talking about the family house and all this other weird shit? And that's the thing. What is the standard? It ain't one. You have to say isn't. No, I don't. You have to say ask. No, I don't. I can say ask. Because what is the standard? Well, you don't have one. Because there isn't one. And that's his point. When people talk about decorum and all these things that don't exist, that's why they don't exist. Well, that's one of the reasons. Because when it did exist, dogs still got put on people. Water hoses still got put on people. People still was getting done any old kind of way. And now he's here and he's down and 4 people talking to him at the same time. And look at his body language. If you ever get a chance to go look at this, he's leaning back in his chair and he's trying to answer everybody all at the same time.
Number one, most companies aren't owned like rich people or rich families. They don't put anything in their name. They build their family office. So I filed because, again, I've had $20 million, 30 of taxes, but they don't bother me because in order to have $30 million means you made a lot. So in order to pay it back, I can't get a job to pay it back. I got to keep investing until I can pay it back. Nothing could be in my name. They put liens on all my accounts years ago. So that's why when they said there's nothing in your account, I don't have an account. How could I open one? They liened it. So I've been building my family office. So you have no assets. I have no assets, but my family, that's all I care about. You know what I'm saying? So I filed because you know that guy, Chris Brown, has been suing me. And I was going to make a bunch of very major family.
People listen, he's not talking about the artist and the singer Chris Brown.
Right.
People will think that. But
And I didn't mind you interrupting me to do that.
I apologize. I want to clear things up.
I appreciate that. So every time I was launching something with my family office, he sent a letter saying that.
What did he just say? And see, he asked him a question, he's answering it, and now he's telling him don't talk about. How can he answer? So disrespectful. Let me go back. Let me see this 11:30 something.
Back, I can't get a job to pay it back. I got to keep investing until I can pay it back. Nothing could be in my name. They put liens on all my accounts years ago. So that's why when they said there's nothing in your account, I don't have an account. How could I open one? They liened it. So I've been building my family office. So you have no assets. I have no assets, but my family, that's all I care about. You know what I'm saying? So I filed because you know that guy, Chris Brown, has been suing me. And I was going to make a bunch of very major family.
People listen, he's not talking about the artist and the singer Chris Brown.
Right.
People will think that. But
And I didn't mind you interrupting me.
Okay, so he's not talking about the artist or the singer Chris Brown. But why couldn't you let him finish and then say that? So Charlamagne is talking to him. I don't know who the other lady is. And Just Hilarious and Envy, they ping pong and they're going all the way around the room. This is cold work, man. We want you to come somewhere where we can chastise you, or we want you to come somewhere so we can show you some fake love. Why you don't never go nowhere? For what? For what? Don't you think it's strange? I think it's strange that people be around a bunch of people that don't give a fuck about them, and everybody faking and fraud and fake loving and all that other stuff. I think that's strange. The world is a stage and everybody's acting. Yeah, right.
do
I
that.
apologize. I want to clear things up.
I appreciate that. So every time I was launching something with my family office, he sent a letter saying that, I'd owe the money, but it was my family office, but it muddies the waters. So if you have a contract, especially working here, somebody sent a bum letter, as soon as it's a lawyer, it shuts down. It muddies the waters. I was about to make some major announcements. You want to hear one?
Sure.
I'm now the chairman of Revolt right now. And I also, I have
You
15.
don't deserve to be the chairman.
I got you. So I'm now the chairman of Revolt with a pathway. You see, because he wants to trigger me, and I want you to acknowledge that. So I'm now Cam's boss, the chairman of Revolt with a pathway to acquisition. I've been trying to buy
How do you
Revolt.
know this not cap? We see this on deadline.
Can you stop interrupting me, please? So deadline didn't make the announcement for this particular situation they didn't want to. I had an announcement I was going to make with BT, but Paramount stepped in and they said do it later, and they didn't want to be a part of this mess. But it will be in something. This gets played tomorrow, so the announcement will be in the trades tomorrow. So I've been trying to buy Revolt, and I also just did a 25 episode deal for my podcast for Boston State Losses, and I'm putting all my content on Revolt.
Dope.
Yes, so that I can see how to monetize. I have to put together a certain kind of a plan for acquisition. So in the next 30 days, I'm going to just be a real chairman and play all these movies. And then I'm going to,
So see what I'm saying? Years ago, I was looking at a story with Uncle Luke, and because Uncle Luke had filed for bankruptcy. There's different types of bankruptcy. I think it's chapter 7, chapter 13. I don't know all of them off the top of my head. But sometimes they're doing that to reorganize their finances. Because a lot of times these liquid numbers aren't there. So when people say they make this much money in a filing on whatever, no, they estimating. They're saying this person has this, but is it paid for? And that's another thing people don't understand. Let's say you got 4 houses, because every time you had enough, well, let's say you have 1 house and you had a lot of equity in it. So you buy 4 houses with the equity. You don't own either one of those houses, but those houses are making money if you're renting them out and doing whatever, right? If you leave and you have it organized enough, somebody could take that over. They just need to be taught financial literacy so they understand that the houses are making money for you, but you don't own the houses. Some parts of that money that you're making from them houses, whether you're making them Airbnbs or whatever else, some parts will be going towards the mortgage. Other parts will be going to in savings or whatever to do repairs on them houses, because you always going to have to do repairs. It's a little bit more complicated than that. It's a little bit more complicated than that, but it trumps renting. And then if you have all these smart ass people around you that's telling you all these smart ass things to do, but they're not showing you how to do them, they can keep the information that they're trying to give you. It was oh so easy. It was oh so easy. Then why don't everybody do it? Because they don't know how to make that plan come into play. I wouldn't want to make an announcement. I would want to be undercover with it all. Don't tell them I'm nothing a revolt or nothing.
and then I'm going to, hopefully I'll stay the chairman, but I got to go make movies.
Somebody would say how? How would you buy Revolt?
Why would you say?
Negative.
Why would you say congratulations?
You did say congratulations.
Don't seem excited.
Congratulations.
You have to understand
Wait
something.
for it to come out of
Let
deadline.
me finish.
Really be like, yo, I reposted.
Right.
But somebody would say, well,
Now you're going to be Mr. Research, but you asking me why 50 Cent. But you guys got fooled.
But if you're
Wait.
not-
Let me finish. Real quick. I'm announcing it the day before it's announced. Remember that.
Right.
So I wasn't going to announce it and say it here. I wouldn't have to, you know what I mean? So I did it and I timed it where it would come out and this comes out. So tomorrow there'll be an announcement. Also, I'm putting, because I've already made my paid in full. I made that already. It's already trademarked. You don't have to clear the rights because we lived it. You know what I'm saying? So that movie's going to come out. That TV show is going to, I'm going to start with the docuseries. You want to see the trailer? Of course. Because I've already made it. It's done. But just back to what you're saying about money. Do you really think anybody, oh shit, I'm a rookie. Do you think anybody actually uses their own money when they acquire something? Do you think that?
sometimes.
That's ridiculous.
Sometimes people do.
Yo, I feel sorry for you, bro.
No, sometimes
But
people do.
you taught us that. You said,
No, I
you said
didn't.
if you
You're
don't put
wrong.
up your own money, you
I
said if you don't put up your own money, you're not the boss.
And that's why I'm trying to tell you, nobody's a boy. I put up my own money. So let me ask you this. I think you guys have to get up. We'll do that again. Let me ask you a quick question. If somebody gets a loan for $180 million, are they rich or broke?
No, they're not rich. They're
So-
responsible for the loan. It's a loan.
So you don't think, so if the billionaire that you think, every billionaire you know, so if they have a loan for $100 million alone, and I have no debt, who got more money?
What happened? Say it again now.
if someone gives someone a loan for
Okay.
180 million,
Yes.
and I have no debt, who's worth more?
The billionaire. He's still a billionaire.
Who has-
regardless of loan or not.
You really think so?
A billionaire.
So someone that
compared
okay,
to
let's do it
you?
again.
I'm
Okay.
saying you because you have no debt.
Let me make it a little
He's a
more simple.
billionaire.
Hold on, let me make it a little more simple.
Okay.
Do you consider somebody rich if they have $180 million loan?
Depends on how much money they bring, how much profit they bring in. If a billionaire has $180 million loan,
No, yeah.
they're still a billionaire.
Yeah.
Now, if they owe, no,
But
they're
you
not-
don't-
how do you wait? Let me. Have you ever been a billionaire?
I've never
So
been
how
a
would you know? Because
Why are you asking people that ain't never been doing it? But my
No,
point
no,
is-
no. I want to know what your perspective
Okay,
was on a
here's my
loan.
perspective.
Wait. You don't understand the question.
I do understand the question now.
So answer it.
if
If you,
somebody gave me $180 million
yeah, you owe them 180. You got to work. You know, a lot of people look good spending.
that's
Wait,
why-
stop.
but that's why it's a loan.
A lot.
But I'm not in debt until I
Stop.
can't pay it
You,
back.
no, you
I'm
are in
not
debt.
broke until I can't pay
So
it
you
back.
never sold drugs, have you?
Yeah, I did.
So when some
So that's basically the Danny DeVito movie, OPM, other people's money. And a lot of people live their life off other people's money. They don't have any money. They were talking about this earlier today about posthumous artists. I probably gonna do that sometime today, probably. But they were talking about the making and breaking of people. So I think they talked about Otis Redding and Sam Cooke. So you get people that come from what some people call nowhere. Where you from? Such and such, Alabama. Then people will call that nowhere because it's not New York, LA, you know. And they get him $50,000. They never had $50,000 before. But that $50,000 is per diem. Per diem is a loan with interest. So now you got $50,000, which is per diem, which is a loan with interest. Now, the way that you pay that loan back is by the amount of records that you sell and whatever you make performing. So a person spent the 50,000 and now they need another 50,000. So now they went from a $50,000 loan to a $100,000 loan that they got to pay interest on, and they haven't sold any records yet. Then that person gets caught up in a scandal. Sam Cooke got deleted at a hotel about something, who knows what. So now all the money that's being made, if you don't have wills and you don't have trusts and all these other things, is put into something they call a black box until a decision is made about where that money goes. So now anytime somebody is holding your money, you know what they can do with it? They can send your money out to make money off your money. That's what banks do. So when you hear stuff like the Brown family, James Brown family, is fighting about his money, that means that money is held somewhere making money. When you hear about the Marley family, Bob Marley's family is trying to figure out something about the money, that money is sitting somewhere. You hear Bob Marley all day. That money is sitting somewhere until they figure it out, and it's collecting interest. You keep seeing the same thing: wash, rinse, and repeat. So a person that don't really have that financial literacy because you don't come from a solid home, like my father and mother were around, but they were that around. I knew where he was. I knew where my mom's was. And see, when you come from that type of situation, how do you be these super dads we hear about on these panels? You don't. Somebody had to teach you that. So when you hear men saying, I'm really not trying to mess with a person that comes from a single parent home, maybe a father, but the best homes would be a mother and a father, then it's about the mother and the father. So when you hear about bourgeoisie or Jack and Jill and all that other stuff, what you're hearing there is that that's 3 generations of college people. So a college person married a college person, and that college man knows that his wife could teach. She could be a stay-at-home mom and actually teach because of her level of education. So when you come out of that, it's not hard for that child to then go to college and have these degrees. All these things that happen are measured like that. So when you get somebody come from a situation like me, people would say single mom, because up until 10, mentally, all I remember is mom. Then when I got older, they tell me about my father was around, but he left me with his girlfriends because they all say, when you was little, I used to raise you because he was a Rolling Stone. So my mom had me, you're with her. But I don't remember you being around. And then when I get to an age where I can recognize who around, you're not around, but I understand that I have a father. So then when I'm 10, I'm shipped off to you. And then what happens there? I'm left with a new wife. I remember that. So yes, he's around. Well, he's all making money. Okay, cool. So I grew up during the generation where this man in particular said kids are to be seen and not heard. So all that stuff matters. So when people be on here talking this crazy stuff, I don't understand why they're not open-minded to listen to what's being explained. So if I mess with somebody that's like me, you're not on that elevated level. I'm not either. We're meeting each other at the same place. So the pedestalization of anybody is a little absurd. So when people talk about, yeah, well, you wasn't really a real man in your marriage, it was a democracy. I say that. So when you come back and say, oh, you was a cuck, I guess you can say that. Well, you didn't run your house. I guess you could say that. Here's the thing, though. I was around my kids. I did help them read. I did help them do math. I was at the school. I was at the football games. I was at the scouts. See the difference? So when I hear people talk about somebody being actively involved in people's lives, that's what it looked like. So when they're having this discussion right here, it's crazy how you digging into a person and won't let them defend themselves.
What?
Quarter spoon.
Quarter spoon? What is that? Nobody says quarter spoon. You didn't sell shit. Stop lying. You talking no ex-drug? You already said quarter spoon.
I didn't say I was a kingpin.
You weren't a king nothing. You was a pigpen. Let me ask you a question.
It's not an honorable profession.
I'm not saying. I'm saying the reason why you don't understand something. The minute I give you a loan, you owe me.
Yes.
And the more money I give you, the nicer you have to be to me. You have to do whatever I say. And that's the reason why I decided to use my own money, because they would try to give me money but tell me what to do. I'm going to tell you something in
But as long
business.
as
Stop talking.
I'm paying the loan back, it's not a
You're
problem.
triggering me. You're trying to get me out of pocket.
No, but as long
If
as
you do that, I'm
paying
going to take
the
a break and
loan
go
back,
take a
it's not
joint.
A lot of people I know never pay their loans back. That's what OPM is. Other people, they just get they get it under control to have money in the first place. So like people nowadays say they're going to have a 50-year loan. Why? So they can bring see, when you had if your house hasn't been paid for and you use your house like a bank, which a lot of people do, they just take equity out and take equity out and take equity out and take equity out. What is the equity going towards? Equity shouldn't be for vacation. Equity shouldn't be for cars. Equity should be making that house be in tip-top shape so the equity grows. People buy houses that have things wrong with them, then work around a few years and don't understand that if you get a loan for 15, 30 years or whatever, the first however many years is just going to go on interest. You're not even paying down a loan. So now the house we lived in, we was there from 93 until 2020. So 17 years. So it's eating away at the principle. But people outside of it is like, man, what are you doing? And blah, blah, blah. Every single thing I did add value to the house. When I expanded the room, when I expanded the kitchen, when I built those additions, when I did all that stuff, added value to the house. So when a house got appraised, that's how I got appraised for that. And then it was during the seller's market. So it went up even higher. That's supposed to be to take care of the kids and then use that equity to lead that house. Don't stay there, lead out. Use that equity to do what I was saying earlier. If you can get 2 houses, if you can get 3 houses. I had a deal on the table, but it needed a co-signer for 5 houses. It was one main house in the front. There was the bottom part of the house wasn't 2 levels. It was a second level to the house, but the bottom part was a garage, and then the same height of the ceilings that when I was messing around with House of Hypocrites the other day, the ceiling wasn't 8 feet high. The ceilings was like 6'8", 6'9", so that they don't consider that to be living space. But if I'm being smart, I could turn it into living space and just had a low ass ceilings and rent out the top house. But it had that main house in the front, then it had a long driveway, and behind there it had 4 1 bedrooms. So 4 1 bed, 1 bath, living room, kitchen. They have 4 of those. So I could have been renting out 5 houses because I'd have lived on that bottom part that's 6'8". Or I could live in that main house and Airbnb out them 4 1 bedroom. You see what I'm saying? But you don't completely own them houses because what? I'll probably put like 30% down on the house and then rent out everything so it could pay the mortgage and pay for, your basic necessities, and then go towards saving some more.
Because I don't want to argue with you. I want to stay respectful.
Okay.
Stop interrupting me.
I'm gonna give you the same respect you give in the room, but go ahead.
Continue on there.
Thank you. You guys don't know about business, so don't talk so confidently about it because people might believe.
I'm
You cut me off again.
Well, after you
Oh, my
question,
God.
you're not answering.
Jessica, they cut me off.
Yeah, they cut
Can you talk to me some stop?
Yo, y'all gotta chill in here because
you right.
You don't say I'm bugging.
yeah, I know. Chill out, yo.
Just you right.
Just stop cutting me
My
off.
bad, Dave. Go ahead.
You don't know about business and you say things. I said you can't say things you don't know and sound confident because people listen to you and you get in the algorithm. Do your research before you start spreading things.
What did we say wrong?
What did we say wrong?
You said 50 got the rights. You just said it.
No,
So
you
I'm
actually-
asking
you-
you-
and and you reposted, and Dan reposted me. Hold on, you actually reposted me,
Please.
and I asked a question.
You gotta come back. You gotta come back. You gotta come back.
This is an interview. You keep interrupting.
Okay, I have a question.
Because look,
I didn't finish my thought.
Okay, go ahead, go ahead.
You see what's going on? Now, if I started yelling, they be saying I'm bugging.
Yeah.
But this is, remember I told you this is how I get triggered. Just let me teach. If you don't know, listen to the teacher. I'm teaching you right now because this is a business you don't know. You've been in this room for 30 years.
The thing is this. They look at you as being on the decline because you're filing because of that debt. All they see is that you owe this $20 million. And they're saying that if you owe that $20 million and didn't pay it back, you're a failure. They don't hear about the albums. They don't hear about the books. They don't hear about the thing with Revolt. They don't hear about how you still have stuff and all. This is that what I was saying about the interview I watched with Uncle Luke. Uncle Luke was riding around on a golf course that was in the middle of his house. He lived in an area where the houses not really close up on each other, but in the middle of those houses, the amenities was a lake and a golf course. So behind his house is a lake and a golf course. At his house, he has, I guess, a drive and more, and the little cart you ride around on the golf course with. So they're having a conversation with him, just similar to this one. And they're saying, how did you go broke? And blah, 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 blah. And he was having the same. Only difference is they wasn't cutting Uncle Luke off. He said, no, this is not going broke. This is reorganization. Like, that's the stuff that you try to say that was going on back at my old house. I said, no, I'm trying to explain to you. And I want you to use your eyes and your ears. What do you mean? If we're broke, how are there being vacations took every year? Think about it. If we're broke, how are your football stuff and all this stuff being bought? Well, this is happening. This is happening. That's called mismanaging funds. That's not called broke. But why ain't this? We're not focused on one thing, and this house is a democracy. What does that mean? I'm explaining it to you. I don't have this, what we hear on here on these YouTube things. As a man, you're supposed to put your foot down and tell her, you're not going to take no vacations. We're not going to go out to dinner every weekend. And even with that, with the Every weekend we go get up in the morning. Instead of cooking at the house, go to a fast food restaurant. Then from the fast food restaurant, go to a you're living this out. Forget what you think. Look at what your life is. So listen, children, did we get up in the morning and go to a breakfast place and buy garbage food? Yeah, right. Did we then leave there and then go to a multiplex and watch a couple of movies? And while we were in the multiplex, buy more food? Yeah. How fucking expensive is food in movie theaters? What are you saying? That did when we, and see, this is where folks get frustrated because I guess they get overwhelmed. If you have a freezer full of food and a refrigerator full of food and cabinets full of food, why are you getting up in the morning and going to a fast food restaurant? Yeah, why did you do that? I wasn't spending my money, but it is our money. Huh? I'm not spending my money, but any money being spent inside a family home hurts the whole family. If you're vacationing and you're going to breakfast and lunches and brunches and white elephants and all the stuff you saw in front of your face, every 2 seconds, some money is being spent. Every time money is being spent, it's not being saved, it's not being invested, it's all of those things. And I'm listening to other dumb motherfuckers around say, man, that's wrong what you're doing. What the fuck are you talking about? Oh, my cousin, this and that. Where are your cousin at right now? What you mean? Where is she right now? She on vacation. How the fuck can you be broke on vacation? Do you hear what you're saying? You ain't talk like that to nobody. If I'm in my motherfucking house, I'm talking like that. If some motherfucker at my house, I'm talking like that. What? Shit don't even make sense, the shit that people say. Then some horrible shit happened. Now I got motherfucker. Why are y'all following me around? Now y'all don't understand how marriage work? Marriage works like this. There's fucking wills. There's fucking trusts. All that shit is filled out, talked about, every single thing else. What you gonna do? I don't even have to go nowhere. I can just stay in the living room and deal with the shit. Why? I've been married for 24 fucking, well, let me see, 94 to 2008. Yeah, 24 years. Y'all been seeing me since I was a fucking teen. What is wrong with people in general? And I know they don't give a fuck. They're too busy drinking and fucking and minding other people's business instead of minding their fucking own. And then people trying to say something is happening. And then I be sometimes wondering, what the fuck are people talking? Like Dame Dash right here does not understand what they are talking about. Well, you didn't even get your teeth fixed. Maybe he don't like surgery. I could have got my teeth done in what, 2000 shit the whole time. I don't like surgery. I don't want them drilling in my fucking head. When they started the work, they took out so many damn teeth and talked about, well, here's the procedure. We're going to take out this many teeth. We're going to do this. Then we're going to drill fucking screws in your head so that we can put, what? So when people go, well, why do people still wear dentures? They don't want no screws screwed in their fucking face. Some of them, like the people that get all these BBLs and all this other shit, some people think that's fucking insane. Why? They're cutting into you. When you get surgeries, they ask you, have you had surgeries before? Why? Scar tissue. So it might look good in the jeans. What does it look like out of the jeans? Does it look like a bunch of scars? The technology gets better over time. They can use lasers and whatever else, but you still gonna have scarring. Have y'all ever watched a show called Botched? It's so many things being ignored because people just want to be emotional and violent. We on a panel of people you talk to almost every day, and somebody want to yell at you. Somebody want to cuss you out. No, this what the fuck do you be doing? I be drunk, probably having fun, joking. We don't like that shit. Okay. You doing that shit because you're drunk? No, I'm not. Drunk or sober, I still think when I'm drunk. I can still hear myself when I'm drunk. You don't remember you did some shit the other day? Was I being out of pocket? No, you wasn't really. Then what was the problem? Y'all were laughing while it was happening. Y'all laughing in a reaction to it happening. What was the problem? You see what I'm saying? Because problems are problems to me. An old ass man, gray haired old man. Look at his teeth. Look, he's bald. All the shit that be. I'm confused. Now, when you say it about me, okay, I'm broke. When you saying it about Dame Dash, how is he broke? Why are you interviewing this bro? You want to interview this broke man on iHeartRadio, The Breakfast Club, to tell him that he's broke and laugh at him? Not that you're taking it personal. No, I'm just passionate about the bullshit. I'm just passionate about the BS. If you got it like that, where you can take vacation every 2 seconds, buy your friends stuff, buy the family stuff, just spend. How do you have somebody around you see them not in a place you would love for them to be and don't help them be in that place? Then when it's a measure of who's doing what, somehow it's just the nigga fault. I think people don't be understanding that on there, because I be listening to panels and shit where it be ladies there and they be like, these men are just in here tearing us down. I be hearing men that say they broken. Well, how did you get broken? I'm trying to give her everything I could possibly give her. Then I got to this age and she wanted the divorce to take half of the shit. I don't see how that's tearing her down. It sounded like he did every motherfucking thing and somebody said, fuck you, you old now. I be hearing motherfuckers on here that's older talking about the issues that old niggas have, why they won't fuck with an old man. That's not shit, no, man. So it's a young cat on here talking about, you know, all the women that he be around wanting to have X amount of dollars. If he ain't got X amount of dollars, he not a fucking man. I had tons of people saying that. So if his defense of that is, so the only way I can get to know you is I got to break myself, or I got to wait until I get to a place that means you don't give a damn about me. You just look at me as utility. That's tearing women down. Now you in your red pill bag. No, shit that makes sense to me makes sense to me. You can call me whatever fucking name you want to call me, but shit that makes sense to me makes sense to me. If I'm looking at panels with grown-ass women on these panels, they're sitting up pampered and everything else, saying that going 50-50 with a man is like having a roommate. You paying 100% of everything now. This person goes 50-50 with you. That means you have 50% more than you had before. Is a roommate situation? Yeah, because you're supposed to be what? And I just got through watching these shows and recently. If a man can't completely provide for me, how many men can do that? So if only a percentage of men, 20% of men, or less than that, because even in that 20%, they can't do it because they don't understand financial literacy. So you're really talking about 10% of men, or maybe 7%. So when you say that's the only kind of, like we was listening to Six the Goddess the other day talk about the men that have the money, that's 7% maybe. They're not gonna give a damn about you. Shut up, because you got a roof over your head. So understand what you're saying. I'd rather be crying in a limo than crying in the projects. Understand what you're saying. You're saying, this is what you're saying. In general, most niggas ain't shit. I've been hearing that since I was a baby. Niggas ain't shit is not a new term. So if you've been hearing that for all these years, and somebody is just talking about their personal situation, this was my interaction with a person, these are my conversations with a person, how is that tearing women down? Now, if somebody get on the panel and a woman say 2 words and they go, bitch, yeah, he tripping. Some of these dudes hate women. This is a fact. But when you clump them, I don't see how you say Minister Jap or Tommy Sotomayor and then say like a random person that don't have that following, they're just talking about his personal situation is the same as them. And I've been told I'm the same. I've never called no woman no hair-headed hoe. I never called no woman no Doberman pincher. I never said no black woman was working for white supremacy and all this. Now, people are saying that kind of stuff, but who's saying that? Because I'm hearing like one person say it, and then a hurt person is listening to it and saying, well, it's not just me. I don't know what a damn, well, I heard about it on here. I don't know in real life an incel. When I was broke, niggas were screwing. I don't know what the hell a black incel is. That's a new phenomenon to me. In the 90s, broke cats I know that was catching a bus and walking places could get a woman. That was back then, OG. No, I still see broke dudes with women. When I was watching John Galt channel, there were dudes living in one of those places that he had with a backed up toilet, water cut off, tore up. He's showing it to you with women. It's homeless people out here with women today. So when I listen on YouTube, I look at YouTube as one thing. When I'm listening to Dame Dash say, I'm reorganizing. And the thing he's saying about this dude that got the same name as the singer, I had that situation behind a student loan. And that dude kept his attorney. I said, dude, this is what's owed to you. Do you understand that when the courts did whatever else, that man got that money? I called his attorney. His attorney wouldn't answer the call. He wouldn't answer the call. And it's no real help for people that's in the middle class. You either got to be uber rich or super poor. The uber rich don't know what the hell I'm talking about. And the super poor is being taken care of by some other person. It's the people in the middle that's getting screwed dry. So how can I tell Dame Dash anything when if he made $100,000 a year, I couldn't tell him nothing? Well, why? Because he's had millions. It's a lot of time it's about access. I don't know how many stories I've heard about people who had brothers in fraternities, and those brothers in the fraternities been F-ups their whole lives, but they got nice cars, they got places to live. They don't know nothing about no financial literacy, even though they went to school. It's the people that they know. Example of that would be like during the OJ trial, they had the dude Kato Kaelin, dressed in a suit, hair looked nice, skin looked good, and all the whole thing looked like, some kind of star or something, broke. These are people you know. When people say the stuff that they be saying to me, I be like, whoa. Like, I constantly get this, I'm a baller. How am I balling? I know you got it. How do I got it? So taking care of basic necessities around certain folks mean you got it. To lose, to give, to get him something. So like when I'm hearing the thing with the sister to Glorilla talking to stuff that you don't know what Glorilla financial situation is, especially when y'all come from the environment you come from. How do you know where her money is going? How much do she have saved up? We watched this with the Keisha Cole story. If you're the only breadwinner in the family, we talked about this before. They call that the black tax, right? Let's look at them mock this man and look at him crazy and talk over him while he's talking when he's just trying to explain some basic stuff and he's being interviewed. They're conscious of what they're doing.
Yeah, straight every so you're missing a lot of life.
Not really.
Well, then stop speaking.
You're just wrong.
But you're just wrong. On a respect level, you're wrong.
But you're
Oh
teach.
my
I don't think you really got a lesson plan.
Listen to this.
Teach.
Every time you interrupt me, because you're so rich, you give me $20. Okay, can you do that? Because you know you got. So let me ask you another question. Do you think it's respectful when someone gives you their boundaries, you just break them and keep laughing? You think that's all right? I'm just asking.
Can I speak?
I just need an answer. This is the only time you don't speak is when I ask you questions. Anyway, you guys shouldn't speak so confidently without doing research. This is what you're saying. I don't know. You're asking me, could be the things you said. So I'm telling you right now, the reason why I filed was because I didn't want anybody to keep suing me, because he also kept suing me. So now I can't get sued. And if you look at, did you read the bankruptcy?
I read it.
Did you read at the end when it says who I'm gonna sue? 'Cause it says who you're gonna sue, and it has a list of people. Did you read that?
She broke it down.
Right. So they can't sue me, but I can sue them now. Chris, but what?
My question.
Come on.
I had to because
she
now we
didn't do
another
anything.
subject.
She was fine.
We gonna
You
move-
guys
so
are
listen,
disrespectful.
While we're here on the bankruptcy, right?
Mhm.
So from what I learned in my research,
So now that I've said I'm on a pathway to acquisitions for chairman, y'all still think I'm broke? I don't get it.
Yeah, you can still do that.
And I just said I had. Okay, here's something else. So I have a deal with Simon
You said
Schuster.
no.
I'm sorry.
okay. So on the bankruptcy, what happens if all of the debt isn't discharged? What do you do then?
It's
Because
a Chapter 7.
so for instance, Weber, the attorney,
Yeah.
he filed something this morning saying that what you claim is fraudulent.
Right.
That
Right.
and
You know why that? You know why that is?
Oh wait, let me finish talking. And he's asking, and he's bringing the point that everything might not be discharged. So I'm at, like, what happens in that?
It doesn't happen. He's a stupid. Allegedly, he's not the smartest light in the room. You got to think. They've been suing me all over the country. This one person, different people all over the country, for 10 years. They sued me for over $500 million combined, and they only won $800,000 combined. They've been chasing that for 10 years. You know how much legal and law work that person's been doing? How much plotting he's been doing to collect that money and he never collected? You know how mad he is right now? Now he doesn't get paid. So of course he's going to do that. But again, this is part of business. Just put your seatbelt on and watch how it plays out. But I don't.
And that's how bankruptcies work. You, whether it's Chapter 7 or Chapter 13, it's to stop the creditors from jumping all over you, so you can get in a position, if you're not already in one, to be able to make money. And then after a 7-year, I believe in one of them or both of them, then that stuff is gone. You don't owe them people no more. That stuff is gone. Unless it's like the government or something, then in that situation, they're gonna give you a payment plan and expect you to keep paying it, or they're gonna garnish your wages once you come up out of the thing and get on track. But what folks will do in bankruptcy is keep building debt. Y'all in a bankruptcy, right? Do you know what a bankruptcy is? That means y'all broke. And this is the problem with having conversation with people. How can folks be taking vacations and going to dinners and doing all this stuff then? What are you saying? That's not what it is. And it's been explained over and over and over and over. What do you mean, bro? This is the majority of this issue is behind student loans. And folks was around when that conversation was being had. And what was said, it's enough equity in the house to get the money from the house. And the mortgage might go up $100, $150 versus getting a student loan that's going to have a balloon payment and a high interest rate. Yeah, you said all that shit. Research it yourself. So what happened? Got the student loan anyway with the high interest rate and the balloon payment, and they was attacking from every direction. Because when you robbing Peter to pay Paul, you need somehow to slow that down. That's what the bankruptcy is for, to stop the creditors from nickel and diamond everywhere you go. So now that's stopped. What's happening? Vacations and dinners. So how do you get back on track if you still don't get financial literacy? Well, you act like you know so much. No, I don't know that much. I just know what my grandmother told me. And what she told me is live below your means. What does that mean? That means I know what my mortgage is. I know what my insurance is. I know what all that is. That's a number and it's static. It stays the same. It can be some differentiations if they raise taxes or do something like that. But pretty much is this right now. And I showed this the moment I came back home in 90-something. When the mortgage went down and all that other shit. Yeah, I was showing it then. What was being said? I don't want to live like this. So if you don't want to make sacrifices in our 20s and you don't want to make no sacrifices in our 30s, and you don't want to make no sacrifices in our, then it's just bleeding money. How is that complicated to understand? And that's what he's trying to explain. You got to stop the creditors. Then once you stop the creditors, he's talking about what he's doing to do what? Get back on track. Long as he don't overdo and overspend now. But why would he care now when he's that age? Well, they're stupid. No, because if he taught his son business and he taught his, well, I don't know all his children. If he taught them business, they'll be able to do the same thing. That's what the movie Other People Money is about. So you could call Danny DeVito a fraud in that movie. And he was pretty much saying he was. But you know what he kept having? Money, assets. Well, not money, assets. Because the money he had was, you know, he did it where he didn't make money. His money was in something where it paid him X amount of dollars a year. Just enough to take care of his basic necessities. The business, the LLC gets the money. He didn't have no money. But you got to learn all that stuff too. All the tax write-offs and all the stuff. Like all this junk in here is supposed to be a tax write-off. This is my office. Me coming to talk to y'all today. But people don't know that stuff. The ones that do is them, the ones that's benefiting from it. So we looked at a clip the other day about Natalie Nunn supposedly took $7,000 for somebody to do some business. So now let's do the business. But that person money got messed up, so they want the money back. So now she's saying, well, you got to give me some time to get the money back because just like you, I'm putting money in things to do things. Same thing they try to, well, no, she's a fraud and a scammer. No, she's doing the same thing you're doing. The girl, don't call me white girl. She's a scammer. No, she's doing the same thing you're doing. She's doing the same thing I just got through describing. She's in a situation where she don't really have creditors going after her right now. But if she get creditors going after her, what's she going to do? She going to file so she can stop the creditors. And hopefully she start being financially smart and then start making. Rich people do it. You can call it a scam. They call it business.
I've never filed before. Nothing. The reason why they think it's fraudulent, this is why I have to tell you this. You see how you're saying it's fraudulent? He'll go into the court and say I'm rich because he's trying to collect money. I've been telling y'all I was broke, right? Mm-hmm. So that's the reason why. So I don't know what would happen if let's say everything in the judgment doesn't go, nothing's still in my name. There's still nothing to collect. Okay, let me ask you this: do you know how many times Donald Trump filed?
Oh, a lot.
Yeah. So then why?
But he's known as a terrible businessman. But no,
he's the president.
Yeah, but sure, but he still was known as a terrible businessman. Actually, a con man.
Do you know how confidently dumb you sound? You're saying it's bad that he went bankrupt 6 times. He's a billionaire and he's the president. And you still not
a terrible businessman and con artist.
Are you known as a good businessman?
I don't know.
Okay, well, you make a lot of money?
No.
So you've been doing this every day your whole life and you're not making no money?
Nope. Like you, Dan.
No, you're not like me.
But you say you don't have.
Do you have a family office? I bet my house is bigger than yours. I bet all my houses are bigger than you. I bet I have a better.
How old are you, man?
Now it's how old are you?
This is embarrassing.
You're embarrassed. Yeah, because
that's it. And y'all don't understand what y'all laughing at. He been saying the same stuff to y'all. Rich people don't spend their money. Just in front of our faces, we see them have parties where they have envelopes where they're giving each other money. They ask each other, you know, where did that money go? They say it's in whatever this thing is. You don't spend your own money. You have all this stuff. And they literally are there laughing at him. Well, you should know such and such and such. These people said, dude, you're going to be homeless in 2018. I'm like, why would y'all wish that on me? It's not the easiest things to do with it, but why would y'all wish that? Why would y'all say that out loud? It's just people comfortable with the effery. They like to say that stuff. Then they like to hear a little room and they go, ooh, it's something negative. Let's say all of that. So they can say, I told you so. See. You got to keep fighting. Don't laugh at the man. You got to keep fighting. And Charlamagne, they say you got pieces and everything. You're supposed to be the king of media. I thought you had something to do with Revolt and all these other places and all these other companies and all this other stuff. Where the money?
Yeah,
Come on, Dan.
I got you. I'd like to see your view. Can you show me your view right now? Do you live in front of water?
View my house?
Yeah, a view of what you see when you relax, when you're not here every day. See, when you're in,
decent.
let me just finish. Let me just see your view. When you just now said, let's just go back to how ridiculous you are. The president filed for bankruptcy 8 times, still a billionaire. He's saying he's a bad businessman. You're just not that smart.
Okay.
And you have to acknowledge that. And you know why? You're not seeing the world. You know what happens when you have to go someplace? You laughing. You know what happens when you have to go someplace every day at 4 a.m? You can't go nowhere. You got to be here every day. You've been 15 years. You've missed the whole world. You don't know what you're talking about. And you're saying it confidently. And you're in an algorithm where people actually believe you out of response. And why do you think they keep you here? They want y'all to make us dumb.
But if you worked here,
And that's the thing. Even right there. They say Trump is the dumbest businessman. He just got through selling a gold tennis shoe that's red, white, and blue. I don't know why people bought it, but they bought it. What he got, like commemoration pins, and he's still in business. How are you a bad businessman and you still in business? He ain't gonna be able to pay for them lawyers. He ain't in jail. It sounds so crazy to me. And then I'm listening to somebody write paragraphs in the chat about no, that's business to them. Business to them is never going broke. Well, he filed bankruptcy. Is he broke? Or does he have access?
I would never work here. I would only.
$20 million in debt.
What you talking about? I'm not in debt. Stop right there. Stop right there. I'm not in debt at all now. What are you talking about?
Oh, you paid it all off?
When you have this bankruptcy 7 is like getting hit by the cartel with 100 bricks and they die. You don't owe no more. I want you to ask someone this is what you should do if you want to do something smart. Get a specialist, a lawyer in bankruptcy, and you ask them these questions. Get a professional up here, and then they'll tell you. Why ask me? You know what I'm saying? Like, and then when he tells you you're dumb, you'll believe him. Anyway, the difference between you and I don't think you're a proper representation of the masculine black man. You know what I'm saying? I don't think you guys are.
I'm listening.
Okay.
Like, your OG is Wendy Williams. My OG is sitting right here. You see him?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna tell you why he's my OG. Because he killed anybody or any of those things. He just taught me how to be a better man.
Wendy,
Can you stop? Can you stop?
Wendy Williams is your OG.
Wasn't she your boss?
Yeah, at one point.
So she was your OG. She put you on, and you should give her grace, and you should also give her props out of respect.
Oh,
but because we have different trauma, like we're different. Like I'm not the kind of guy that would I'd rather get my ass whipped than run. But you're proud that you ran.
Yeah.
I'd rather get my ass whipped. Let me ask you a question, Dan. You ever ran from a fight? What would happen if y'all heard that I ran from a fight? That's a masculine way of doing things. Now you don't see it that way. You like to play like games. Like I'm not quite, because when you say kids, I was like, and it ain't no disrespect, but I kind of think you're gay. You just act a little gay.
You got a problem with gay people?
Not at all. I've got a problem with people that pretend they're not gay. So let me tell you why. Let me tell you why.
And I don't understand what's confusing there. I got it sped up. I don't understand what's confusing there. That's why I recanted what I said the other day. I said that man ain't been charged with nothing. Yeah, he said some dark humor, but I got a lot of dark humor comedians that I like. And I remember that damn interview that Patrice O'Neal had with that lady that was from Now. The National Organization for Women, because people probably, what is he talking about now? The National Organization for Women. She was up there talking about comedians being canceled. And Patrice O'Neal was the representation for comedians. And she said a joke that was said about Michelle Obama. Should that joke be allowed? And Patrice O'Neal explained why that joke should be allowed, because a comedian's job is to try to be funny, even though he might not be funny. The attempt is to be. So I even brought up Opie and Anthony, Howard Stern, Don Imus, because there are people that have to be funny every morning. And some people Stern had writers, all this other stuff, and they do dark humor. Howard Stern went on Petey Green's show. Find out who Petey Green's show, in blackface with Robin Quivers. In the attempt to be funny. but people just go, that's racist. But he's a shock jock. His comedy is sensationalism, extremism. So like, even though I can see where the people are saying, well, I don't think that's what Fresh and Fit is doing. I think they are shock jocks. I think that's exactly what they're doing. When I was younger, I didn't understand what Andy Kaufman was doing. I understand now. I understand, like, what's his name? Used to smoke cigarettes all the time, was fighting for damn it, his name was right in my head too. But he kept going to jail for comedy. Damn it, I don't remember. But that's their thing about pushing boundaries. And I want to say his name because he's an integral. Well, Dick Gregory used to go to jail for comedy. He was talking more political, but he was going to jail for comedy. It's really more so about freedom of speech. And I guess some people just don't get it. Or they just want to say you dumb, or they just want to say you insane, like people do over here. Do you hear yourself talking? You're just dumb. No, I just have a difference of opinion. And don't get me wrong, I can be wrong. Like I just said, I shouldn't have called that dude the PDF, even though, because he hadn't been charged with nothing. Because with all the stuff that's going on right now, all those people should be coming out. All we hear and talk about him is other content creators. With Charlemagne, somebody came out. That girl came out and explained the story the same way he explained it on the Breakfast Club. So I recanted the whole thing of calling that man out of his name. That just was a dark joke. And then people go, well, it wasn't even funny. It's plenty of dark jokes that aren't ha-ha funny. Like I was saying about Stern going on Petey Green in blackface. Lenny Bruce is the person I was trying to think of. Lenny Bruce. Most of the stuff he said wasn't like ha-ha funny. It was dark. Once Richard Pryor decided to go dark, because when he came out, he was a clean comedian. He actively tried to make people leave. Look at old Richard Pryor footage. You would see white people just get up and leave. George Carlin started as a clean comedian. Said some of the wildest stuff. Wasn't ha-ha funny. It was take something very serious, make a joke about it. And I already knew that. That's why I say I take the whole PD. I'm not going in that angle. That's just dark humor. Now, with that being said, with the amount of pressure that's being put on Corey, he got to get back to jokes. Stop fighting with people. It's too many people. Stop. Get back to jokes. Same thing with Dash. Stop trying to convince him. Because they just up here laughing at you.
I mean,
This is hilarious. I love
you're
what
gay.
you're doing. This is hilarious.
So what I'm saying is, you might, because you started in gossip, which is, is very feminine, and you are acting like, there's some degree of like, you want people to listen to you, and that we want people that represent masculinity, because men need to be doing what they need to do as men. They don't need to be worried about girl stuff. Period.
What's girl stuff?
Talking about people that aren't in the room, that don't have anything to do with them, saying things confidently in front of millions of people, and not saying anything. You know how many times I've seen people punk you? I would never let anybody talk to me a certain way. I'd rather get my ass whipped. That's where we're different. We got different trauma. So you can't really look through my eyes because you do things different.
That much?
No, do I look bothered?
Yeah.
I'm bothered what I'm bothered about is you're speaking in front of people confidently and you don't have the experience or the knowledge. And also, I'm afraid that white people think that we act like you. You're not dumb, but like, You know what's bugging me out?
What do you mean act like him? I just want you to
Yeah, I wanna
I'm
know.
gonna say so. The way you keep interrupting me, the way you keep saying things that aren't true but don't know.
Like what? What did I say? That's not true?
Let me say what I'm saying. I was still talking. Okay. So because when y'all do that, I forget what I'm gonna say because I be like,
But you're not saying shit.
no,
man.
you don't think. Of course, you don't think that. I think you're gay.
He actually is saying something though. He actually is saying something. I'm just gonna he actually is saying something though. It's so wild. Like my slow friend in the chat, bless her heart. Let me see. So she keeps saying one sentence. She keeps saying is so let me see. These are back to back. There's nobody in between these. These are back to back. Shout out to Savage for coming through. Now it's a space between this one. It's Savage saying what's up. Now let's go back to her. These are back to back. Back to back. If there's a space between them, I'll let you know. So like Dame is saying something, I'm saying something too. But what this person make people think, oh, he's just saying shit. No, I'm actually saying something. You're writing back to back shit. Now, my understanding is that when you do this kind of stuff, the algorithm can look at it and then say that's somebody spamming the chat. And you've been here long enough to know that, baby girl. Not Andrew Dice Clay, Lenny Bruce. It's because of Lenny Bruce that you could have Sam Kinison and Andrew Dice Clay and all that other stuff. Lenny Bruce. It's because of all those dudes that went to jail for freedom of speech that this happens. So that's why I said I take that back from Corey. Corey's in the line of dark comedy. But not only Corey, Fresh and Fit. People are annoyed with them, think they racist and coons and they conservatives and blah 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 blah. But they're in the media space talking, and it's dark humor. And now the backdrop are women. That's a fact. But the bottom line is to be funny. Because just think about it. Look how many things they've been kicked off of, but they're still around. They broke. I don't think so. I don't think so. And I don't think that the information he's given is bad information. However, what other people think about me denying the fight when I got a life to live and shit to take care of, I wouldn't give a fuck. With the stuff that some people have said to me in this space, and they don't understand why I'm not angry because I don't give a fuck. That's like a bad argument. However, I do understand, and it makes sense. So you start off gossiping with Wendy Williams. This is a fact. That's a kind of feminine thing to do. Then that followed up with the things you're doing. It kind of is like that because you kind of still gossiping. And then these things that he's telling you about how business people do it, that's exactly what business people do. All of them no, but a lot of them.
That's what I do. I'm not gonna lie. After the Puff stuff, let me say this. This is my assessment. I've never heard you say one thing bad about Jay-Z, not one.
He's not in the room. You shouldn't talk about him.
Don't tell me what to do.
You said you shouldn't talk about men.
Now
when you're
you're interrupting me.
Now you're doing the girl.
I know him. I'm giving you an example, right?
You used to know him.
Can I talk? You upset? Can I talk? Can I talk? I've never seen you say one word because you talk bad about a lot of people, but you never said one time. And you walk around with his face on your chest. Is that a airplane shirt right now?
Airplane, yeah. want CEO stuff.
Can I finish? No, I never seen it. Let me finish.
What you mean?
Let me see.
You gave us
Can I
CEO
talk?
stuff.
Can I
want
land the
it.
plane? Let me land the plane.
I can't wait.
Let me land the
I wanna see
plane.
your
So I'm
stuff.
thinking to myself, either you got a crush on this man or he's paying you. One or the other.
Mm.
Did you buy that shirt?
Yes.
You went and bought that. They didn't give it to you as much as you say
You're
nice
not supposed
things.
to support black business?
I doubt you bought that shirt.
What you mean?
Anyway,
And I buy CEO
so I
shirt too.
think you're gay. I'm sorry.
And I think
So
you're broke.
okay, I think
I
that.
think you're kind of gay too.
I think
But
that.
I do have a
I
question.
think that. And no disrespect to gay. I just
I
think
think you're broke.
like I saw.
and that bothers you so much to get called broke by people.
I got you.
I do have a question.
I'm sure it does.
Right?
Raise your hand if you think things broke. Seriously. See, does this mean
But this is the question though.
Can I make my other announcement?
Yes, yes, yes.
I have a book
I was
deal.
talking to you.
I was talking. You just. I have a book.
stop.
I want to make another
All right,
announcement.
make an
I have a book deal with Simon Schuster.
Congratulations.
And I've already, and I, the title of the book, I secured the rights for TV and all that. You know what the name of the book is?
What's the name?
Power.
Mm.
And I'm going to be putting a TV show on my own television network, Revolt. That's power with no debt. And you're calling me broke because I have no debt. And you're telling me someone that gets $180 million loan is rich. You guys are dumb.
Billionaires.
Dumb.
It doesn't matter.
No, how do you know he's a billionaire? How? Not him. Anybody. How could you listen?
You said
wait, time out. Stop for a second. That you call a billionaire. I said billionaires don't get loans. They have credit lines. I said,
That's what you said.
listen. I said the people that you think are billionaires. That's what I said.
So why you don't get a credit line?
How do you know my family office doesn't?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm asking a question.
I'm telling you right now. I run my family office. I signed a non-disclosure. I'm not allowed to talk about their business. But I can tell you this: when we do pay, because we just paid, and I hope I don't get in trouble. But we just paid like $600,000 in taxes, but they don't write about that. I had my family office had a lawsuit. Look at it. The reason why you thought that my shit was getting taken because that was the Dash Group. That was my family office. We paid that. We pay those. I just don't.
That was the asset.
No, asset. Those, okay, let me explain the assets. In business, and I'm sure none of y'all know this. When you get a copyright, I get copyrights. So that no one can sue me for using the name, but it doesn't mean there's any value. So through the years, I've gotten copyrights, and then the business goes. So I haven't put a company in my name since 2017. Only thing that was in my name was reasonable doubt, and I couldn't file because then I would have had to take reasonable doubt to auction because when you file, they liquidate all your assets. That was the last thing that was in my name. So once that went, and what was happening was they were reporting on my tax returns that I was getting $100,000 a year from reasonable doubt, but I was never getting sent it, and they were asking me to pay taxes on it. That should have been going to the child support. But so that money that was supposed to be going, so when I'm behind on child support, it always gets paid, right? I went to jail. The last time I was behind, it was $1 million. I paid it. That sounds broke to you? If all my children, and I pay their colleges up front, they don't have debt, meaning they don't have to go on, that sounds broke to you? Every one of my baby mothers has 2 or 3 houses. That sounds broke to you? It's not about me. If you Google her family or certain people I know.
I don't understand what he's saying. That sounds so crazy. And I've heard multiple people say it about filing bankruptcy. But the other day I did a bunch of different clips from a bunch of different things. I think I'm going to start breaking those up from being like that and leave this as an isolated thing. And I think that some arguments aren't the greatest arguments. Whether Charlemagne is a part of whatever community, that don't matter. But Charlemagne should be, and matter of fact, I'm not going to do that because I complain about that. Charlemagne going to keep doing Charlemagne. Dame, I hope the best for you, brother. And y'all be great.
We'll shut this motherfucker down!
That's all, folks.